If you're looking for a stick alternative with no body, that's light and plays evenly, then it's probably a very good choice for you. If you're looking to have... Hi guys, this is Kai Kurosawa. This is my honest review of the Vassilevsky Pagaya, or Pagaya, whichever is actually the correct way to say it. This is the instrument that was loaned to me for European Tap Seminar 2026, and it is made by Yuri Vassilevsky. I'm going to try to be honest and also fair as much as I can in terms of the review of the instrument. I say much as I can just because there were things that happened that do shift my review of this towards the negative, just because we did a lot of correspondence beforehand, which I was very pleased to do, and also organize or plan me playing a Vassilevsky for the 2026 ETAP. There were many details we talked about, and none of it actually happened. So I show up and I get this instrument. I was very, very adamant that I would like playing an instrument with a body, because that is also what most of my students or people who contact me once in a while are interested in. I was also very clear that I would like a natural looking instrument, not painted. As you can see, both didn't happen. Hardly has a body and it's painted. So right off the bat, not great start. I like a high action setup for my instrument. The action is very low on this instrument, which is good for most people, but not for me. I gave a specific tuning, not a very difficult tuning. My tuning is pretty simple. The thing was not even tuned and hardly intonated. So terrible beginning, I would say. So first off, it has 6 bass strings and 6 treble strings. And like I said, it is actually set up quite low and very good. So if you are a pure tapping player, this should really be a joy to play, because it plays very evenly for tapping throughout the neck. Plays good down here, here. Like all of it actually feels very even. So that's very, very impressive. Same on the bass side. It actually has a very natural, cool growl, unplugged. I personally would say actually I prefer the sound of this instrument unplugged, just like purely playing, without an amp, which is a good thing because you want an instrument to have a very good sound without plugging in. So props to that actually. And it's also very light. So if you are somebody who's looking to get a light instrument, this is very close to what you would look for, I would say. Very light. The way I prefer to play is without any straps, especially for when I sit down. So right now, there's nothing that you can, put a lap bar or a strap or anything. So in that sense, holding it like me and playing is probably difficult for most. You might actually have it slip off of your thighs or your legs. So yes, that is something you have to consider, is a lap bar or a strap. I think that might be the only positive thing I have to say about it, which is a lot actually. I think it has a nice sound naturally, and also plays evenly, which is sometimes pretty rare in a tapping instrument. I feel like there is a design flaw, just because like most passive instruments, if you're going to record, you do need a solid ground to get the buzzing out. I have one of these things, which is a way to take a ground from the instrument to me without actually having my hands touch the instrument or the strings all the time. So this end should be clipped on to somewhere of the instrument, metal basically. And it hardly has anywhere to take a solid ground. So the solution I came up with is to actually clamp onto the bowl end of the string right here. That's mostly grounded, I would say. Sound-wise, I actually like a very dark sound, and so that's just a personal thing. But you can hear, without doing anything to it, this is just purely the instrument sound. It's really flat. Or this is flat, no EQ, purely the instrument sound. You can hear it's pretty bright. So for me, I EQ'd it quite a bit to get a darker sound that I like. And as I mentioned, it's actually set up pretty low, or like extremely low, which most people I know prefer. So for me, if I'm doing my one-hand bass stuff, there's a lot of excessive noise that happens. And this is, of course, due to the technique itself and also the setup. So I had to really compensate quite a bit and play so much softer than I normally would, which was good because that was actually good practice for me. But still, yeah, if you're gonna be plucking like I do or strumming, the strumming side was actually not that bad. But if you're gonna try to strum or do the one-hand bass like the plucking, yeah, you gotta set it up higher. The reason I didn't actually set it up like I didn't heighten the bridge or fix the intonation myself, not because I'm completely terrible at it, but when I was loaned the instrument, I was told that this part could break if I adjusted it. And I was thinking, okay, and he didn't say it was fragile, but he said it might break. And when you have an instrument on loan, or even if you buy an instrument, right, you want to actually, because this was on loan, I didn't want to break anything. So I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to touch it. Let's just leave it and hope it doesn't break. So I don't know if that's always the case with these instruments, because, I mean, if somebody buys this instrument and if this breaks, I mean, is the guy going to charge them for repairs? I don't know. So that was weird. Pickups. Apparently these are special pickups. I don't know too much about it, except I know that it's kind of hard to see, I believe, but the low B, yeah, it's barely on the pickup actually. So the low B was super quiet on this instrument. It was really hard dealing with that, to be honest. So I don't know. It probably should have been, underneath the string a little more to get a more even sound. So that was kind of weird too. I also do not know if this instrument was meant to be just a loaner, or if this is actually for sale or not, because it's hard to see, but if you can tell that the finishes, there's some flaws in it. There's like some white dots here. Yeah, there's like some back here. And I don't know too much about painted instruments because most of my, and see the ground came off right now, so you gotta kind of watch out for that too. I don't know too much about painted instruments, but I'm assuming that, yeah, this shouldn't happen, like it should be evenly painted. So it's got 24 frets, that's a 34-inch scale, and yeah, locking tuners, some pyramid strings that Danielle Schell put on them for me, and yeah, that's about it. Honest review. If you're looking for a stick alternative with no body, that's light and plays evenly, then it's probably a very good choice for you. If you're looking to have a communication with a luthier, a smooth one that you can actually talk to and, basically do everything that you discussed, then I would say no, because yeah, like I said, nothing that we discussed extensively over WhatsApp did not happen. And credit to him for trying to speak to me in English, which is not a language that he speaks fluently. So I don't know if there was anything that got lost in translation, but I doubt it because, yeah, we went back and forth for quite a few days talking about what we were gonna do and collab possibly in the future. And yeah, this showed up. I thought, okay, let's just get this done with. I'm gonna play 2026 ETAP with this, do my best job, and that's it. So yeah, I hope that's not like too discouraging. It's just my personal experience. And yes, I look forward to going back to playing my normal instruments or my great instruments, my wonderful instruments. And, thank you to this instrument for hanging in there with me for the couple of weeks or the week and a half that I had it. But I'm very happy to move on. So hope that helped. That's my honest review with the Vassilevsky. Hope you guys have a good day and a better experience with a luthier than I had this time around.